rainforests cover about 6 to 7% of the Earth's land surface and are mainly located in the tropics. That is, the regions of the Earth between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. The world's largest rainforests are the Amazon rainforest of South America, the Congo River Basin in West Africa, and the rainforests of Southeast Asia. There are also smaller rainforests in Central America, Madagascar, the Pacific Islands, Northern Australia, and India. The reason for this pattern is that on the equator, sunlight strikes the Earth at a roughly 90-degree angle. This results in intense solar energy, as there is a consistent length of day, that is, 12 hours a day, 365 days a year. Regions close to the equator have warm temperatures all year round. Tropical rainforests thrive in equatorial regions since plants love this consistent light that powers photosynthesis. The high temperatures of the tropical regions generates a water cycle whereby the accelerated evaporation of water results in high levels of rainfall. Tropical rainforests receive at least 2,000 millimeters of rainfall per year. The climate of equatorial regions are heavily influenced by the Intertropical Convergence Zone, or ITCZ. The ITCZ is the region near the equator where the northeast trade winds and the southeast trade winds converge, forcing air up into the atmosphere. This is aided by the fact that the intense solar heating of the tropics heats the ground, forcing warm air to rise through convection. The air cools as it rises, causing water vapor to condense into clouds, which eventually leads to convectional precipitation. These storms are often heavy, but are over relatively quickly. The position of the ITCZ changes seasonally. It moves north in the northern hemisphere summer and south in the northern hemisphere winter. This is what is responsible for the wet and dry seasons in tropical regions. In the northern hemisphere, the wet season occurs from May to July. In the southern hemisphere, from November to February. Rainforests have a high level of biodiversity. Although they cover less than 7% of the Earth's surface, about half of the Earth's terrestrial plants and animals live in rainforests. From the great to the small, tropical rainforests host an enormous diversity of wildlife. To name a few from these forests in Thailand, one can find mammals such as the Asian elephant, gibbons, and crab-eating macaques. There are numerous bird species. There are an abundance of reptiles and amphibians. Insects such as butterflies, dragonflies, ants, and termites all flourish here. And the rivers of rainforests are teeming with fish. The main reason for this abundance of life is that since rainforests are located in the tropics, they receive a lot of sunlight. Plants convert the sunlight to energy through photosynthesis, thus there is a lot of energy stored in the rainforest plants. These plants are in turn eaten by animals. The canopy structure of rainforests provides a habitat for animals and plants to shelter, hide, and abundant food sources. Species in the rainforest often have an interaction known as a symbiotic relationship. These relationships are sometimes beneficial, while others are harmful. For example, strangled fig trees, often dispersed by birds, will germinate in the canopy of a host tree. As it grows, the roots develop and descend along the trunk of the host tree. Once they reach the ground, the roots enter the soil. Gradually, the roots envelop the host tree, forming a lattice-like structure that surrounds the host trunk. The fig suffocates the host, leaving behind a magnificent fig with a hollow core. The dense vegetation of equatorial rainforests competes for sunlight, resulting in a stratified pattern in the rainforest. Scientists consider rainforests to have 5 vertical layers. Emergent trees consist of widely spaced trees with an umbrella shape. These are the tallest trees, ranging up to 30 to 40 metres, whose tops protrude much higher than the average canopy height. The canopy layer consists of overlapping branches and leaves formed by tall rainforest trees around 30 metres with long, slender trunks. The tall trees of both the emergent and canopy layers have shallow spreading root systems designed to collect nutrients and wide buttress roots to prevent them from toppling over. Most of the plants and animals in the rainforest, including monkeys, frogs, lizards and birds, live in the canopy. Parasitic plants such as orchids grow in cracks in the branches high up in the canopy. The subcanopy is made up of shorter trees around 20 metres high. Trees often support epiphytes and lianas. This layer is also the home of many birds and animals. The shrub or sapling layer consists of bushes, small trees and ferns that are adapted to living in low light conditions. This sparse undergrowth is caused by the lack of light penetrating the canopy, with only 3% penetration. Where the rainforest meets the edge of an estuary, there may be mangroves. The rainforest floor is often dark, humid, and clear of dense vegetation due to the constant shade from the canopy's leaves. Here you will find large tree trunks, hanging vines, seedlings and saplings, and a relatively sparse number of ground plants. It is here on the forest floor where decomposition takes place. Decomposition is the process by which decomposers like fungi and microorganisms break down leaf litter, dead plants and animals, and recycle essential materials and nutrients. Many of the largest rainforest animals, such as the Asian elephant, are found on the forest floor. Tropical rainforests typically have reddish-brown soils known as laterites. The red coloration comes from the oxides of iron and aluminium in the soil. The upper horizons of the soil are thin and low in minerals due to a process called leaching. This occurs when the frequent heavy rainfall in tropical regions causes high volumes of water to wash away iron, silica and other minerals to the lower horizons of the soil. As a result, the top layer is often lighter in colour. Despite the infertile soil, the rainforest survives because of the rapid nutrient cycle that exists in the warm, humid environment. The hot and humid conditions of a tropical rainforest are ideal for decomposers like insects, fungi and bacteria. They decompose dead plant and animal matter quickly and convert it back to nutrients. Most of the nutrients are taken up by the rapidly growing plants and trees immediately, rather than remaining in the soil.
Rivers and streams. The water in rivers and streams flow in one direction, beginning at the source called a headwater and traveling to the mouth, where the flowing water empties into a larger body. The slope of the landscape determines the direction and speed of the water flow. When the slope is steep, water flows quickly. When it is not as steep, the water slows down. The currents and turbulence of fast-moving rivers and streams prevent much accumulation of organic material.